All right, let's talk about a workflow that could genuinely save you hours and totally reshape how you make presentations. We're going to go from those dense, complicated documents to polished, ready to present slides in literally just a few minutes.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're just staring at a wall of text, and you know you have to somehow wrestle it into a slide deck that people will actually want to look at. It's the kind of task that just drains your creative energy before you even get started. But what if it didn't have to be that way? And this is the transformation we're talking about. I mean, look at that. We're going from that overwhelming block of text on the left to something clean, visual, and focused on the right. This isn't just about saving time, you know? It's about getting instant clarity and cutting right to the heart of your message. Okay, so here's our game plan for today. First, we'll cover the big idea. Then we'll get into prepping your materials, which is super important. After that, we'll craft what I call the magic prompt. Then we'll actually generate the slides. And finally, we'll talk about adding that essential human touch. Let's get into it. So, section 1. Let's talk about bridging that huge gap between a document and a finished deck. We all know the challenge, so let's jump right into the solution. The tool that makes this all possible is Gemini Canvas. The best way to think about it is like having an AI assistant whose only job is to build presentations. You feed it your raw material, docs, notes, whatever you've got, and it generates a whole presentation prototype for you. It gives you the structure, the visuals, it does all that initial heavy lifting. All right, moving on. How do we make sure the AI gives us the absolute best result possible? Well, it all starts with a little bit of prep. It's kind of like cooking, right? The quality of your ingredients is going to decide how good the final meal is. So, here's a super simple pre-flight checklist. First, get your files organized, chuck them in Google Drive or Google Photos so the AI has a clean source. Second, you gotta grab those shareable links. That's how you give it access. And third, and this is a really key creative step, start to envision the final product. What's the vibe? Is it a serious corporate deck, or is it for an educational topic that needs soft, warm colors? Knowing that ahead of time is huge. Now for what is, without a doubt, the most powerful part of this whole process, the prompt. And I want you to think about this differently. You're not just typing a question. You're basically becoming a movie director, giving your AI creative team very specific, detailed instructions. Everything starts with a clear, direct command. Something just like this. You're telling the AI its main objective. But listen, this is just the opening line. The real magic, the stuff that makes all the difference, is in the details that you're about to add. And this is where you really take the wheel. You can get so specific. You can direct the layout, ask for charts to explain complex ideas, tell it what visual style to use, guide the kind of images it creates. You can even ask for interactive elements. This is what separates a generic cookie-cutter result from something that feels truly custom. Oh, and here's a fantastic pro tip for you. Ask the AI to include its design notes. This is so cool because it gives you a peek under the hood. You get to see why it made the choices it did. And trust me, understanding its logic makes your own edits later on so much faster and more effective. Okay, we've done our prep work, we've crafted our masterpiece of a prompt. Now it's time for the fun part. Let's put this thing into action and actually generate the slide deck. And the workflow itself couldn't be easier, for real. You just enable Canvas inside Gemini, feed it your files or links, paste in that detailed prompt we worked on, and hit go. It generates a preview for you, and if it looks good, one click is all it takes to export the whole thing right into Google Slides. The entire process is just so smooth. Just a quick heads up here. If you're looking around and you can't see the Canvas feature, don't panic. The source material suggests a super simple fix. Just make sure your browser is up to date, and remember, some of these features really work best on a desktop, not on mobile. So you've exported your slides into Google Slides. Job's done, right? Not quite. And honestly, this last part is arguably the most important one. The AI gives you an incredible head start, a fantastic draft, but it's your expertise that's going to make it truly great. Think of the AI's output as getting you 90% of the way there. Your job is that crucial final 10%. This is where you go into Google Slides and you fine-tune things. You know, the spacing, the layouts, you double-check everything for clarity and consistency, and of course, you apply your own branding, your logos, your colors. You give it that final polish that makes it uniquely yours. And that's the real headline here. 10 minutes. The entire process that we just walked through, from a dense document all the way to a solid presentation draft, can take as little as 10 minutes. I mean, that's just a massive, massive leap in efficiency. And that leaves us with one final thought. This isn't really just about making slides faster. It's about freeing up your time and your mental energy from all that tedious work so you can focus on what actually matters, the story you want to tell, the message you want to deliver. So if the AI can build the foundation for you, just imagine how much higher your ideas can go.